Jimmy Carter, of all people, came out and said that they should destroy ISIS in any way possible. So, I mean...
He's still alive.
Yeah,
Jimmy's still got enough up in his head there. Good job, Jimmy.
Yeah,
boy, Jimmy's finally on board. He's finally, seeing the light.
There's a man that's
took him 102 years, but hey,
you can't get any more left. Well, you can, I guess, with Obama, but he was the most leftist president I think we've had in recent times, and for him to say that is. That's shocking. It's like it doesn't happen. So I don't know. See, I don't know much about this, so I really can't comment on most of it. What say you, Rick? You have anything to add to this?
Are we talking about the Scots here? Because I'm really shocked with this no vote. I mean, have you watched Braveheart? These fine Scottish men and women are living in fucking huts, Jay. They're living in huts.
Rick,
the King's men,
Rick.
The King's men are having their way with brides on their wedding night. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Rick, no, that was hundreds of years ago. That's not
that William of Orange is a bad mofo,
man. they don't do that anymore, Rick. They're civilized people now.
You're right, 1983, Jay.
You're a sick individual.
I'm just saying, I want to see a free Scotland.
Hey, I say, give us David Cameron. We'll throw in Pelosi and Reid over there.
Hey, and we'll give you our president. Yeah,
I'm sure they'll jump on that.
Oh God!
How about we give Iran Pelosi?
Give him who?
Give Iran Pelosi.
Oh yeah. In fact, why don't we trade her ISIS for everybody they've got? We'll give up. No, they'd never do. They'd never go for it.
I say just send her over there, or use a Radio Free Europe to pipe in her sounds of her voice, man. That'll drive them. Well,
I want to know why she doesn't
decimate
have any
them in a week.
eyelids.
What was that, Rick?
Well, she has any what?
Have you ever noticed she doesn't have any damn eyelids? I've never seen her blink. Her eyeballs look like they're about ready to fall out of her head. I think it's the mascara that's keeping them held in place.
She's scary. She looks like my third grade teacher, man. She used to get right in my face, and those eyes would be bulging out of her head, never blinking, and they were all bloodshot.
I'll kill you, Ernie Abbott, you little son of a...
I was too.
Like one of them stress pigs. You know those stress pigs you squeeze and the eyeballs come popping out?
Yeah, exactly. That's so true.
Oh, Jesus, that's too funny. Stress pig.
So there's no results to final results on that election anyway.
Oh, Jesus. Right? I guess not. I can't find any. So
I've been hearing all over. It's gonna, it's a no, and
yeah, it's probably gonna be.
I don't even know exactly what it means because I honestly don't know really what the politics are over there when it comes to that kind of stuff. And but I was watching what Aaron was saying in the chat earlier. He seemed to know quite a bit. I mean, he should, I guess. And so I mean, he was saying that Scotland has more of a say in England than what England has in Scotland. So I think when people hear this freedom and independence, they're now assuming that Scotland is strictly under British rule. British is calling all shots in Scotland, I think, is the conception that people have in their minds. And from what I was getting from Aaron, that's not the way it is.
And I guess it's hard to understand because I don't get it.
From what I get, it almost sounds like it would be like if Texas succeeded from the United States.
Yeah, but he mentioned being ruled by. We don't
David
rule
Cameron
anything.
is the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, which includes Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and England.
Okay, but see, okay.
They all have representatives in Parliament from each of those countries, but it's a very, they don't have a lot of influence, and essentially they have to adhere. They're outnumbered, as I read earlier, like 10-1 by the current Conservative Party led by David Cameron, And, although they're more of a left-leaning country, they disagree with a lot of the decisions being made, and they are powerless in the end. They have to adhere to and acquiesce to whatever decisions are made by Parliament. And if they had their independence, that would be gone. They would truly be able to be deciding their own destiny.
And from what I understood, it would have been like kind of a big blow to England or whatever, because Scotland does have all that oil.
Exactly. The stock market went up slightly with news that the no vote's probably going to win earlier today. So there you go. England has a big stake in it, and that revenue from that oil, like I mentioned, many say that, if they have true control over their own oil, Scotland might be one of the more richer countries in all of Europe. That's how much reserves they have. They make sending out like 100 million barrels a day. Some ungodly number like that, man. It's unbelievable. But hey, in the end, they're going to have to.
Scotland been hanging out with Bush and Cheney.
Bush and Cheney.
Why would you say something like that?
I don't know.
Bush and Cheney.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bash Bush.
He's with the oil again, Jay.
Yes, I know. I hear that.
Yeah. Just because I voted for Obama 4 times now doesn't mean that.
Wait a minute, hold on. What do you mean you voted for him 4 times? How could you couldn't vote for him 4 times?
He voted for him in Illinois in the state Senate.
That's right, yeah. And he lives in Wisconsin.
Then for the state, the United States Senate, and then twice for president. That's 4.
Okay. All right. Yeah, good keeping tabs there, Mr. Ernie Abbott.
Yeah, well, basically, close, Ernie. Very, very.
Well, you got 5. You voted for him. Remember that one quarter you voted for him for the community organizer of the quarter over there in Chicago. So 5 times you actually voted for him.
Truth be told, 6, because it was my vote that gave him the Nobel Peace Prize.
It's the truth comes out.
Oh, so that was you, huh?
Yeah.
I knew he was going to be a peaceful man. He'd never do anything like kill Osama or bomb.
You ever see a picture of him when he was stoned in school? He was pretty mellow looking.
Yeah.
I've seen a few pictures online of him back in like high school and college.
Yeah, those pictures reminded me of what Mushmouth would look like without the hat.
Mushmouth. A Mushmouth reference.
That out?
Of course.
All right. Make sure I'm not the only old one.
That was a great show, man. They wouldn't be able to play that show nowadays, right? Isn't that kind of stereotype of stuff?
Well, and you can't tell me you can't tell me you haven't ever wanted to see Mushmouth without his hat. I think this has all been planned from the start. I think Obama's Mushmouth. I think they kept his face covered up because they knew one day he was going to have to run for office, and they didn't want this coming back to haunt them.
I think it's more like who's the kid on the Little Rascals there? The black kid.
Buckwheat.
Buckwheat. I don't know. But what happened did you do, man?
Are you kidding me? Yeah. Really, Ernie? Stop it, please. Gosh. Oh, man. So what are you guys thinking about the president's brother speaking out these days? Have you heard about that? His half-brother reveals what the president did the first day.
Is that his white brother, or is he a black brother?
Really, Ernie? Are you really going to go?
Well, no, I mean, do they have the same parents?
That was my first question also, Jay. So, I mean.
Well, it's his half-brother.
Oh, all right. Okay.
It's his half-brother.
So what's that mean? So he's only half white?
That's right.
Also?
That's correct.
All right. So
he's
only
Kenyan.
his white.
So Kenyan.
So his brother's white half is related to Obama's white half.
As his. Now wait a minute. Now hold on a second here. Now stop it, because you're confusing the shit out of me. I don't know about this. I just saw it, so I figured I'd bring it up. I figure you guys were more versed on this than I was. Turns out you haven't heard it.
I didn't even know he had a brother.
Yeah, he says, I came to visit him in Texas, and it was one of the happiest moments of my life. He entered the room where I was sitting from and looked at him and said, Mark, what happened to your afro? That's what the president said to his brother. I mean, he got this in his book, but I don't know. I have to read on this. He had an interview. He gave an interview the other day. I'm not quite sure what he said because I wasn't listening that closely. But I don't know. It seems he's got something to say there, the brother.
Oh, wait a minute. This doesn't make sense. Since you just got done telling me this was his white brother. When do white people sport afros?
Well, I didn't say he was white. You said that. I didn't say that.
Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Larry Bird.
He was. Oh, God. In fact, he says, let's see, I think this is him speaking, the brother. He says, I remember that my impression of the first meeting was that Barack thought I was too white, and I thought he was too black. Mark Okath Obama Desanjo, that's his name, I can't even pronounce it. He was an American citizen on a journey to search for his African roots, while I was a resident of Kenya seeking to find his white roots. So, yeah, he's half white. There you go.
Could you imagine if they ever made a white version of Roots?
Oh, Jesus. Could you? Forget it.
It was a bad time in America when whites were being beat by blacks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whites were forced to pick cotton. Why do you think our palms are so white?
Yeah, is that what it is? I didn't know
Cotton rubs off, I'm telling you.
Stupid white people.
Oh, I don't have it.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. Wait for it.
No, I didn't even think about it.
Wait for it.
Come on, Rick.
Wait for it.
We're not even set up. You know what I'm actually doing here, Ernie Abbott, is I'm sitting here trying to Google your damn address so I can break your computer so you can't beat me in fantasy football because this is bullshit.
Oh, getting your ass whipped by Ernie Abbott?
Well, it's early yet. It's early yet.
It's early. It's very early, but I don't like this start. It could be a lot worse start. It really could be a lot worse. And but still. I just want to say, anybody out there that has a fantasy team, Jaquez Rogers sucks ass. Don't ever pick him up.
That's Jaquez.
Oh,
Jaqueza. I don't give a shit. All right? I don't care what you call him.
White people are so stupid.
You call him Jacqueline for all I care.
Jacqueline. Oh, man.
You know, not for nothing. I'm reading the chat here, and Apocalypse and Andrew and Aaron are going back and forth. It sounds like they I mean, except for Apocalypse, that they're in America, just by what they're saying, and it sounds like they're American. Except they're talking about Scottish and British rule and cities and murder rates, and it's all the same all over the world. The only thing that changes is the landscape. It's amazing.
And there's always a common denominator to the damn problem.
Which is?
The government.
Ah, very good. Very good.
Absolutely. That sums it all up right there, man. No doubt about it.
That's right, bitches. Right, 116.
Well, it looks like, guys, that the Democrats are going to get their heads handed to them come November. It looks that way. There are people winning all over the country that shouldn't be winning.
Don't get too excited.
Oh, no, I'm not getting too excited, but it looks good.
Hey, if we had two incumbents get knocked off in Rhode Island.
First
time in my lifetime, Jay, this is the first time that incumbents have lost in a primary like this, and it's wow. Just like Cantor over there in Virginia, man.
Yeah, got his ass handed to him.
It's a harbinger of things to come.
There you go.
By the way, tune into the Harbinger at 8 p.m. every Saturday evening prior to Night Talk, the weekend edition with Rick.
Only on Spreaker.com.
Thank you, Ernie Abbott. Thank you. That's right, everybody. Make sure tomorrow we kick off the weekend, and we kick it off right 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, weekend edition.
You can't top last Friday's show.
Oh, are you talking about Friday or Saturday? Which one?
Which
Saturday?
was the night pumpkin?